The rules of the run are simple. Pull queue only, suspenders only, and like and subscribe. They're the only three rules.
So guys, let's get into this. Can you beat Fallout 4 as Ronnie O'Sullivan? Let's go!
This is my creation of the great man himself, Ronnie O'Sullivan. The build we went for is quite simple, very high perception, because if you're going to be winning all these world championships, you need to be able to have, your perceptive skills. I then rizzed up my wife in a great fashion, and let's see if it works.
Oh yeah!
After this, we run as fast as we can, and using my perception, I found a shortcut. You could say I'm running like Kyle Walker away from my kids. I then stand here on the platform and see the biggest explosion ever. Ah! My eyes! Before watching my wife get absolutely domed in quite a horrible fashion. No! I then trap the rad roaches inside the vault to live there for eternity and make my way outside to freedom, but the bright lights make me need glasses. What a bitch. I then absolutely peg it straight to the Drumlin Diner. Before I pass this charisma check, before I realise I have the charisma skills of a small child and run and hide in the diner and let Trudy and her drug addict son do all the work by killing Simone. After this, I secured the pool queue, which is the entire reason I came here, and I'm actually shocked they had it. You may be thinking, did two people have to die for me to obtain my pool queue? But I need backstory, and plus they were Man City supporters, so they kinda had it coming. Glory supporting arseholes. So anyway, I then grabbed my suspenders to complete the look, as you're going to see here. Wow! I think I've nailed it. This is probably better than the Bob the Builder one. After this, I go into Concord and hit this guy. Before, I talked to Preston, but he seems to be really angry at me, like an ex-girlfriend, so I deal with this how you would naturally. I hit him with a pull cue, as that's what you're supposed to do in these situations. I then got in the power armor, and then got out of the power armor. I know, brilliant. I then got my head taken off like a pop-out pirate. Before Trashcan Carla got flung. Let's hope she's okay. The Death Club then took my head off once more. Oh my god! And then I finally bested the Death Claw and made him suffer. What a dickhead. Anyway, I then got my pool cue and started customizing the shit out of it. And I named it after James Bond. Don't ask me why I did this, I have no idea. I just did. I then dealt with the feral problem at Cambridge with my good old pal the Brotherhood of Steel. I know, you're probably thinking, he did so much, he's so strong. And you'd be right, I deserve more credit. Do you understand how hard it is to do these stupid challenges, which no one wants? And I understand that thoroughly. Anyway, we went to Artjack, where we finished these toasters. Absolutely minced them. I then spent way longer than I should have trying to hack this terminal. And then, I finally did it after 9 minutes of suffering. Maybe I'm terrible. We then finished off the rest of the simps. And then I made my way to Park Street Station to deal with these phonies. They're not even snooker players, they're just gangsters. How dare they steal my attire? I then got minced. Before I then got hit in the head. I then went into the vault. No way, Vault 114. No way. Where I then killed some more triggermen to make my way to Dino. Dino absolutely fucking gun bashed me in the side of the head before I turned into atoms. Poor Dino. I then made my way through the rest of the vault, killing more triggermen. Where I took on Skinny Malone. Hooah! Yeah! Hooah! Hooah! Yeah! Hooah! Yeah! K.O. I then went on a nice stroll with Nick to Kellogg's home before realising I needed the key, so I went and obtained it, the old-fashioned way. I then opened the gooning chamber, before I then made my way to Fort Hagen to find my favourite cereal box. I then made it to Fort Hagen, ran past the turrets like a wimp. Then my controller disconnected. Fuck you, controller. I very much hate you. After this, we took on a few simps before I stepped on a lantern. I was then fighting this turret, and I kicked the shit out of this piece of machinery in quite an epic display of strength, before I then got into a one-on-one fight with this synth. I did not like this synth. In fact, I think I scared him that much, he then went and had a heart attack. I then hit Kellogg in the head repeatedly with the pole cue. Before then I finished him off, because he was trying to use his gun to hit me with. I must have given him permanent brain damage, clearly. Then I ripped a piece of his brain out, as you do. Guess I'll just go back to Diamond and say, oh my god, it's the Brotherhood of Steel! We then went to speak to Piper, you know, because she definitely knows how to get into the Institute. Then we went to the memory den in the worst section in the game for recurring playthroughs. My god, why can't it end? Too bad I quickly ran out because I saw Kellogg's first kiss with a mongrel dog. What a fucking freak. Before I made my way through the glowing sea, in hopes to find Shrek. When I found him, he told me to go to the Green Tech Genetic building, and I was not looking forward to this. Let's just say this was a long one, so lock in and enjoy it. Please subscribe. I need it. I died 11 times in that segment. That was pretty painful. But eventually we made it to the Corsa, where I beat him in spectacular fashion. let's just pretend we didn't see that. I killed him in spectacular fashion, first try. Let's go. And then I hit him a few times and stole the chip out of his head. After this, I made my way to the railroad to decode the chip, and I peacefully acquired this, as I always do in these playthroughs. Anyway, I decoded the Corsa chip by assisting the railroad, and then told Shrek, and he was very pleased and told me how to build a teleporter. I then got on the vertibird to go to the Pridwin for the first time, as you can tell by these sound effects. I then walked on Elder Maxson, confronting everyone about the gooning crisis, before I then swam to Fort Strong. Bad idea. This is also quite a tedious segment, and this took me a very long time. So I'm just going to spare you the details and let you watch all of this in this cinematic, sped up footage. Eventually, I killed the last super mutant, and I may or may not have hit him a few times and stole his walking cane, because fuck that guy. After this, I went back to my Papa Maxson, where he told me to go to speak to Ingram, and I was very, very happy to do this, because I was very stressed. I then built the teleporter, and told Maxon because I was looking for him to give me praise. He never did. Sad face. Before I teleported into the Institute. I then found my child and spoke to him in quite a calm tone, as you can tell by my body language in this scene. This freaked him out and I was forced to pay child support. No! I then spoke to my actual son, who was also demanding I pay him child support, which really sucks. I then tried to pass a charisma check, but remembered I'm a retard. So then I had to break into the FEV lab, also known as Father's Gooning Chamber. As I broke in, I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna run straight through everything, because that's the best course of action. This did not go too well, and I was electrocuted severely, and it really hurt. I then managed to kill the Assaultron, who was causing massive issues for me. BAM! Before I then found it, the holotape, which I showed to Dr. Lee, and she wasn't impressed with what she heard. He was pretty racist. Ah, what a nice stroll through this little sea. Huh. Oh my fucking god, what is that? Oh no 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 no! Oh god, oh god, oh my god. Wait, no! Ah! Oh my god! No, Oh my god, I think that's it. No, what did they do to you? No, no, run, run. No, don't run at them. Don't run at them. What are you doing, you psychopath? Why? No. I then went into this hospital building after dealing with the Taliban. I'm going to prepare you. This section took way longer than it should have as well, because quite clearly I'm inept, even though my perception was so high. Here you go.
Stupid.
I then killed the last robot, where I claimed my magnets. Yeah! Ingram asked me where I've been for the last 25 hours, and I wouldn't tell her. So then, I went to the Brotherhood field outpost and spoke to Scribe Halen, who seemed to be quite distracted with something, which wouldn't let me finish the dialogue. So I decided the best course of action was to hit her with my pool cue, as I thought this might, stabilize her and make her speak to me. Oh boy, I was mistaken. After this, I made my way to the pyramids of Giza, where I took out some of the pharaohs from the ancient times. They went down without much of a fight, maybe because they're all just old skin and bone. After this, I find some creepy old guy and pass the first charisma check of this entire run. I know, where's my medal? Before I left the signal thing here for the Brotherhood to come and claim it. I then went and spoke to Popper Maxon, where Scribe Halen told me to make sure when I speak to Paladin Dance to give him a chance to explain himself. I'm pretty sure I'll remember to do that. Let's see. Oops, I may have forgot to do that. I then spoke to this guy who told me to finish off the railroad, and I was very, very adamant I didn't want to. I then spoke to Ingram, because she wanted to go to the Mass Fusion building on holiday, so we roughed up a few sims. And I can't lie to you, Ingram may have done a lot of heavy lifting to say she has no legs. Do 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 do. I then ran straight into the reactor room without putting any radiation protection on, because quite clearly I am not very smart, so I then died. I then equipped some Radex and only just narrowly managed to make it out of here. That was a close one. I must have a third leg, if you get what I mean. Anyway, this part with the sentry bot and the Assaultrons took a lot longer than it probably should have. So once again, I've sped this up for you to all enjoy, because I want you to see this. I then finally finished off the last Assaultron after I cowardly hid in this room. Luckily, using my bleed damage, she had a heart attack and her head exploded. After this, I put the reactor in Liberate Prime and got ready for the coolest section of the game. Mission: the destruction of all Chinese communists. Probability of Chinese victory: impossible. I then made my way into the Institute by jumping into the massive gaping hole made by Liberty Prime. Thank you, man. I can't stress this to you enough. I think I pulled my weight here exponentially. I don't think without me they would have made it into the Institute. As you can see here, I got a phantom punch on that. Wanna commit war crimes with me, please? Oh my god! What the fuck? No! No! Ah! No, I'm an innocent civilian! After taking down these very armed men, I made my way to talk to my son and settle matters peacefully. KO! Me and my best friend Maxon made my way through here whilst I dealt with more armed enemies. I then absolutely beelined it straight for the reactor, because I didn't think I'd be able to take all these geezers on. I then spoke to my little shit of a son, and realised that if I leave him here to die, I will no longer have to pay the horrible £2.50 a month child support which the court made me pay. So, with this news, I got judged heavily by Ingram for leaving my child to die here. Womp womp. No child support for this guy! So, I then got teleported out of the Institute onto this building, and then I pressed the button to blow up the Institute and end the game, and end this run for good. So yes, this means you can indeed beat Fallout 4 as Ronnie O'Sullivan, if anyone wanted to know. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe so I can sleep tonight happily.